Hi, my name is Brenda Titus, and I am a professional hypnotist in Orange County, California. For information about my program and in-person sessions, please feel free to go to my website, ochypnotherapy.com. As a reminder, I only do in-person sessions, but I love being able to come here and share a little bit more broad and wide with my thoughts from the hypnosis office. So today's topic is called Be Where Your Feet Are. And I often get my inspiration both for the topics here as well as just kind of as I get my day started, usually very often during my workout. And this actually is what happened is one of the instructors used this phrase, be where your feet are. Now, the other place that I get a lot of inspiration is actually during the shower. And I tend to just kind of think it's one of those times, where you can kind of just get lost in your thoughts. And sometimes that can be, well, it can be a really good thing, right? I mean, my goal here is to bring some inspiration and something positive, kind of a fun way to think about some things. So that is a good way for us to use our minds during a workout or during the shower. But the reality is that I also understand that sometimes our minds can go places that are not quite so positive. And so that actually really applies to today's theme about being where our feet are. So kind of something that happens a lot of times, people will acknowledge, my clients and myself sometimes as well, that our minds can go all different kinds of places. We can wander and be ruminating over the past. Maybe we are replaying a scene from something that happened yesterday, and oh my gosh, if I would have done this, or if only I had done that, or even longer history. I work with people a lot on some of that older history that keeps running through our minds in the background. Now, sometimes we're future tripping, so to speak. We're thinking about what's going to happen in the future or what could happen in the future. Now, sometimes that can be exciting, right? We're planning for something. Maybe we're thinking about our to-do list. However, sometimes we're also thinking about, the meeting with the boss, or that challenging phone call that we have to take, or something that's in the future that we're not so excited about. And so unfortunately, what happens? We're stuck in the past or stuck in the future. We are not physically, mentally present. So that is actually the point of this idea of being where our feet are, because I know that if we were to ask where our minds are, we can look like we're engaged and being physically involved in whatever's going on in the room, but who knows where our minds are. Now, this is why actually the idea of being where our feet are, it is kind of that quick reminder to be in the room, be present, be in our bodies, be in this time and this space, because your feet can only be in one place. They are right here, and it's a physical representation as opposed to the thoughts that are out there in the ethers. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to think about that. And like I said, this phrase came up with one of my exercise instructors. She specifically mentioned it, that be where your feet are. And then I kind of ran with it and thought about it for a couple of days and decided that I wanted to share it here with you guys. Now, at the same time, I did actually Google it just to be sure I wasn't, using a phrase and it was, some famous phrase that everybody already knew. And that happens a lot actually with pop culture, or, phrases that come out. We can do hard things is a very common one. But then there's also maybe a book or a podcast called that. And it turns out that be where your feet are is actually, if you were to Google it, there's a variety of resources on mindfulness. There is actually a book by Scott M. O'Neill called Be Where Your Feet Are, and I did especially want to mention that. I haven't read the book, but from the title it sounded interesting, and especially because he very specifically goes back in the title to mention being present and being grounded. And that is actually really the point of what I had wanted to share here as well. So I felt like, we were in that same kind of idea, right? We want to be present, grounded, here in the moment. And so let's be where our feet are rather than head up in the clouds. So I hope that that was a fun way for you to think about, instead of ruminating, instead of getting too stuck in your thoughts, to kind of have that quick, easy way to bring yourself back into the present, into your body, and to be where your feet are. Like I said, my name is Brenda Titus. My feet are in Orange County, California. If you're interested in services, you can find me at ochypnotherapy.com. Otherwise, I will be back here another day with more thoughts from the hypnosis office. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful day.